had to get into lots of debts, leave my son behind. I didn't speak any English. I came to a house that was with 10 people living in the house. I felt, when you feel hopeful, if I do this, it's going to change the course of this bad patch that I'm doing. I've always been the person who outworked everyone, or at least that's how I wanted to be known by. I don't want to be the main character of my product. My product is the star of the show. Like, they are the ones that actually are there to change people's lives. The things that have helped me the most is when there is a problem, there is a solution. Only problem in life that has no solution is death.
Welcome to Kasa Connect. Together we're exploring the journeys of entrepreneurs, creatives, and change makers shaping the future. Today's episode is not only with the founder of Hermosa Protein, but someone with genuinely the cutest meet cute story ever. Someone who's gone through a difficult childhood and has come out as just a power woman, and someone so inspirational. I think that all of you need to listen to this episode. Hi, Erika, and thank you so much for being on Kasa Connect. I've been so excited to have you.
Thank you so much. I love being here. It's fantastic. Thank you for having me.
I think we met at a party, and at that party, I remember being like really tired, not really in the mood to socialize, but somehow your energy kind of just drew me to you. And then we had a conversation. And then when I found out that you were the founder of Hermosa Shakes, and I'm obsessed, it's what gets me through Barry's Bootcamp, the shake afterwards.
Yes, most people say I only go to Barry's because of the shakes. It's
honestly,
like, okay, you're welcome, Barry's.
And we can't say too much bad stuff about Barry's because it's your husband that's the co-founder,
yes,
right?
Actually, yeah.
No, we love Barry's, but we love your shake a bit much,
a bit more. Thank you so much. Thank you.
I want to know, how did your journey begin?
Right. So my name is Erika. I am the founder of the protein brand called Hermosa. If you have heard of it, you're welcome. If you haven't, you're about to get in for a treat. So I guess all the journeys for entrepreneurs are very different throughout their whole life. And mine was a little bit unorthodox. I was naturally an entrepreneur since I was a kid. First of all, for necessity. But also because I have always been like super fiery and I have lots of energy and I just want to make shit happen. I just want to do things. And then I was, where should I start? I just don't know. It's just so much to say.
What was your first business as a kid?
My first business as a kid. So my parents had a rough patch in their lives when we were living in Colombia. I'm from Colombia. And we found out that we couldn't go to school because my parents didn't have enough money to pay for our books and for everything. So my parents used to help with running a restaurant. And there was a man who was selling burgers and hot dogs in the street in a little trolley thing. And he was very old and he was going to retire. And I was like, can I help? And then I started helping and he was like, yeah, but I'm tired. This is not, I'm selling it. And I was like, can you sell it to me? I was like, I don't know if it was like 10 or 12, I don't know, something like that. And so we took it over, my brother and I. My brother is 1 year older than me. And we used
from such a young age.
Yeah, we used to. But I think people like love the fact that we were just so young. The problem is like with your life and when you do so much stuff like dates and stuff like muddle up. I don't know if I was 10 or 12. I don't remember. I need to sit down and really work this out. But we were like selling burgers and hot dogs, and then we were helping my parents with the restaurant that they were running as well. So it was kind of like the first entrepreneurial kind of thing that I did. Yeah. From that, I always was very busy. I have always, when there is nothing around me, because I don't know if you know, guys, but well, you probably do because you're from India, no?
Yes,
your background is from India, and there must be very similar things in there because it's the same. It's a poor country with big difference between the rich and the poor. When you finish school in those areas that have no money, you finish school really early, like because the government has no money, there is no funding. And then so school is until midday. It's like from 7 a.m. until in the morning until 1 p.m. So after that, like there is nothing to do. So I have always been like very like, okay, I need to do something. So I started like school clubs and then I was like, guys, we're gonna do like dancing and we're gonna do theater and we're gonna do this. And I even started a channel, kids channel in the village I was from. Like there was always that spirit in me that was always looking for what's not there that I can start. So fast forward many years later, I'm an adult and I have a beautiful life and I'm very lucky. It wasn't easy. I had to go through a lot. But the reason why I'm fast forwarding now is because now that I'm a proper entrepreneur, I always thought that being an entrepreneur had to have a very specific way. Like, oh, you go to business school and then that's how you know how to run a business and then you have your business. Or you have this amazing idea and then you go and make it happen. Mine was very unorthodox. Yeah. I knew I had what it takes to run a business. I made lots of mistakes, if I'm honest.
No, but that's the best way to learn. That's the best way to learn.
But I think what I had was like the confidence to know that nobody knows anything. Yeah. And then you just get to know by doing it. Does it make sense?
I completely agree.
So like my instinct told me that I had that in me. But I didn't think that I would be able to start my own journey just like that. I thought, oh, you need an idea because that has to be your idea. And then it's the only way that you can be an entrepreneur. And then I used to do marketing for Barry's UK. Okay. I did it for many, many years, supporting my family. It was a family-run business. We sold it recently. And then
congrats.
Thank you. And then so I stopped working as a marketing director because I was having my second child. I have a 23-year-old man. He's very...
I didn't even know you were a mother.
Yes, wow. I have 2 kids.
You look like this. Wow, amazing.
Yes, I have 2 kids. One is 23. I had him very, very young. And I was about to have my second child. And my first son was already 16. And I was like, oh my God, I really need to like spend the time with the second child because the first one grew so fast. I literally don't know where the time goes. So I'm going to be a full-time mom. And I was like, I'm ready to be a full-time mom. Had the opportunity. I was very lucky. I lasted 3 months. I think it's the hardest job in the whole world. You never rest. It's like, it's amazing, but it's too overwhelming for me. And also I very need to use my brain constantly. I am one of those people. So I couldn't do it. So then Sandy, my husband, was like, why don't you help James with Hermosa? Why don't you help us with Hermosa? And then you make it a thing because Hermosa was being used at Barry's for making all the shakes behind the counter, but it wasn't a brand.
It wasn't. Yeah.
So for many years, all the clients were like, oh my God, this is amazing. Please sell us, please sell us. Like, so we were selling under the counter, like if we were like doing drugs, like very stereotypical.
And it's powder as well. It works.
The Colombian run family. So we were selling under the counter and then Sandy was like, we need to make this a thing. And I think they tried a few times with different people. It didn't work. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to give it a go. And here I am. I love it. I am now in partnership with my brother-in-law, which is very different as well. And he's very fantastic. He's lovely. And I run the show pretty much on a daily basis. We have grown a lot. We are further than just Barry's. We are in all the boutique fitness studios that are worth it to be at.
And soon at Kasa.
Soon at Kasa, which is very exciting. Lots of like wellness spaces, hotels, cafes all in the UK. And then now we're planning like expansion. So it's really exciting.
What makes Hermosa special and different from the rest of the other proteins out there?
Yes, great question. Look, I think the industry is doing a great job for us. I feel very grateful because I don't have to do it that much. Everyone is hearing this. You have to improve or increase the amount of protein you have. So what does that really mean is have more protein from food. The best that you can have is the best source of food that you can find, like organic chicken and you know, organic vegetables, chickpeas and all of that stuff. But in all honesty, to have your protein intake, depending on your goals and your age, and it's very individualistic. If you really think about how much, if you find out how much and I'm very happy to help you guys if you're interested, in knowing how much you should be having depending on your age, your gender, if you have chronic disease and all of that stuff. Like there are ways that we can find out together, but it's very individual to each person. For example, I have to have around 1.2, 1.5
How
my
do you
body
calculate
weight.
that?
It depends. It depends on your age.
Yeah.
It depends on your goals. It depends on how often you work out, how hard you go in your workouts. If you have chronic disease. So there are little tables out there that are available. We're trying to work out in a way that we can have in our website for people to kind of like calculate as much as they can. And the calculation is not about having as much Hermosa. It's about having as much protein from the food source. Having 120 grams of protein is hard. Yeah. For example. Which is what I normally try. I intend to have between 90 to 120 grams, depending. And then an egg is 6 grams of protein. So how many eggs do I need to eat at the day?
Exactly.
And it depends how big the protein meals that you're having. Like a chicken breast could be between 30 to 50 grams. It's hard. It's really, really hard. Also, if you have a busy life, you have a busy schedule, it's even harder. So why Hermosa is different? Because we are the closest to food as possible. So we don't have anything artificial. We don't have anything unnecessary. We are grass-fed for our whey. We have the best range and grade for our vegan source of protein. We have the minimal ingredients, which means it's and natural. Yeah. So it's a lot kinder to your gut than other products out there, because that's what makes the whole difference.
No, that's really good to know, because honestly, I started drinking Hermosa because it's the only protein shake I like the taste of.
Nice.
But knowing all of this makes me even more like in love with it.
So I'll tell you why it tastes so good. When we designed Hermosa, instead of like saying, oh, how can we create the protein that performs the best? Oh, it's like, that was what all the other proteins were doing. We believe that a good performer protein is just the basics, right? But your protein should be something that you should enjoy, that should be delightful, that the process of having it should be like, oh my God, I can't wait to have my protein shake, rather than like, right?
True, yes.
So that's why we focus in the design of our product. Like, it has to perform well, but in all honesty, if you have good ingredients, it's like Michelin star food, right? You get the best, you get the most organic, you get the best, and it tastes amazing.
The product really speaks for itself. But what's been the most difficult part of the journey?
Oh, there are a few of them. There is a massive shortage of whey protein in the world, grass-fed whey protein even. Because there is so much demand. I don't know, it's a little bit like what happened with avocados and matcha, the matcha more now, trendy things. The more trendy things become, the harder it is to source, because if millions or billions of people are consuming the one product that suddenly is very, very popular and that people believe in, there is no, like, the production can't go as fast as that demand goes. So I think that has been one of the hardest challenges, and is that demand. I mean, I feel very, very lucky that I'm in an industry that people are understanding a lot more, because I think this new generation, the Gen Z generation, like, they are more savvy about what they should be having, and they really, really dig down as to what they and they understand it better, which is educating us as millennials as well.
What do you think is, the future of Hermosa? Where do you want to expand? What's your vision for it?
Oh my God, it's such a hard question. But yes, so I do have a 6-year plan. But again, life gives you lots of ideas and life tells you different routes. So I'm very willing to listen. But I am a big believer that if you don't have where we're going, it's very hard to actually direct everyone to that place. Yeah. So I do have a plan. It's a very simple plan. I don't think complicating things is one of the things that I want to do. Yeah. If you go to my website, I only have 2 products, and those 2 products with 2 different flavors, and those 2 products, 2 different flavors in different packaging. Yeah. Because what I'm trying to do is to adapt to people's lifestyle, rather than, oh, you have to have the matcha flavor or have the strawberry flavor. No, people just need the basics in their kitchen counter.
Yeah.
That's why we did our packaging so beautiful. So you just like have a display there.
You know, you told me that you just got into fitness when you started doing Barry's. You didn't like exercise. That's crazy, because I always thought that, I don't know, it's an assumption, but like looking at you, I was like, oh, this girl's been like a fitness girly since childhood.
Yeah, no, absolutely no. I would fake fainting at school not to do PE. Like I hated PE, so I would be like, oh no, I can't do it. Or I have a headache, I can't do it. I would make any excuse not to do PE at school.
Well, I love the synergies between what you do and what Sandy does. You do protein, he does the fitness studios. How is it actually selling to your husband? How is your relationship that way?
That's a good one. So I'm a workaholic. Yeah. I have always been the person who outworked everyone, or at least that's how I wanted to be known by. Because I really enjoy working as much as I can. I had to as well for many times, because I was a single mom for quite a while. And that if I didn't work really hard, I wouldn't have enough money to pay for all the things that I needed to pay for my son and I as a salesperson. So Sandy was like, this is so silly. Why are you giving all your everything to make money for someone else? You should be contributing that to our own family. I was like, no, honey, I'm Colombian. If I come and work with you, you'll be dead in 2 seconds. I'll be fine.
So funny.
I was like, no. At the beginning, it was hard. But I think, you know, the thing is, like, Sandy's super kind. Yeah. And I... because I'm a workaholic, I think he has trusted that I was doing the right things. I came to start the marketing department for Barry's because they were just growing. They had opened just their second studio, and then they were trying to figure out, and then all the marketing stuff was done by Sandy and Anya, which is my sister-in-law. It's a family business. And then he said, why don't you just come work with us for a little bit, set up the marketing department, off you go, find something else to do. And I was like, right, okay, I'll do that. And because I came in that premises, I think it was easier for both of us to adapt, because he would just let me to it. You're the expert. And
so you had your different roles.
And then if he would give me his opinion, I'd be like, oh, shut up. Oh my God, I'm so rude.
No, but I love the girl boss energy, because, you know, like sometimes, you know, you let the man dominate you, but you know what, you've got your mind. Do you know what, funnily enough, I had that in my life too. Yeah. I got married. This is my second marriage. Yes. Well, first is the worst, second is the best. Isn't that what they say?
I tell my husband, I can't wait for your second marriage. Your second marriage is always the best. We would always be friends. He's the most amazing man, but I think we're too much in love. Yeah, it's gonna stay. This touch wood, because you never know.
Touch wood.
You never know. You know.
You guys are a real power couple. How did you meet?
Oh my God, how did we meet? Wait, I was telling you that I also was a very submissive person.
Yes, you were telling me this.
Because when you get married so young, I got married to an older guy than me. My son's dad, he's 18 years older than me. And I thought, you know, like, to be in a family life, you had to just be whatever the other person wanted you to be. And then I was kind of like repressing who I really was, because he wanted a stay-at-home mom. He wanted different things than I am. And you cannot really make that up. So at some point I started being who I am, and he hated it, and things just like didn't go the way.
It's really important to be your authentic self. So it's good that you kind of stayed true to yourself the whole time, rather than continued being kind of submissive when it's not in your nature.
Yes, but I think when you're so young, you're just like, you don't really know yourself.
Exactly.
But then I turned 24 and I was like, this is not what I want. Let's move on.
Because I've been in I was told by so many women, and I've been in a relationship where you feel like women just adopt to the guy's lifestyle. You dim your lights so they can like succeed. But sometimes, you know, you're ambitious, you have drive, so you also want to shine equally bright, and you need someone who can allow you to do that, and you work together.
But it's on you. Yeah. It's on you about who do you choose. No, who do you choose to be your partner? Yeah. Because, you know, that there are lots of different things. Like, I am a boss girl since very young, because I am the only girl for 2 boys. I have 2 brothers. Okay. So unavoidably, like you become that bossy girl. Yeah. Also, I have always had so much drive. So I just feel so good when I make things happen. Like for me, it's just like, I want to do that. I'll make it happen. I feel grand.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? So with my ex-husband, I put that on aside because I thought, that's how I'm going to make this family work. Didn't work because I wasn't being myself. And that's, you cannot pretend to be someone you're not. Exactly. But then Sandy came to my life and he empowers me. He's honestly unbelievable. Yeah. And I think we both are very good to each other. I empower him to have fun. I empower him to be his best. I give him honest feedback, but I also give him a very kind feedback because I think in a relationship, sometimes you can be really cruel to say things. And I think when you treat your family with kindness, you get the best out of them. And I think he gets the best out of me. I get the best out of him. And I think that's why our relationship works so well.
So beautiful. I want to know the meet cute.
Yeah, the meet cute. It's actually a very good story. Back in 2009, I found myself, actually 2008, I found myself without a job for the first time in my life. I got fired. Again, I have a massive egocentric side of me for work because I'm a workaholic. Yeah. So I never think that anyone would ever get rid of me. Yeah. But I try my best for them. I work really hard, but I didn't do a very good job. But also I don't think anyone did a good job at that time because that was the financial crisis and all the construction companies went like bankrupt and everything. And so they started reducing all the people that was working there. And then I was one of those. Fair for them because I think they could do better than me. No. But I was a single mom. I needed to try everything I could. And I was trying to really educate myself. There was no Google at the time. I was very, very small, like very slow. Yeah. And we all, there was not as much information as you can find up today. But I was trying to educate myself, but I wasn't to the pace at the company at that time because of the crisis needed. So I couldn't pivot the company. And anyway, so I couldn't find a job for a long time. I didn't go to university because as I told you guys, I'm from a very poor family. I left home when I was 16. I struggled for quite a while. And then so when there is a crisis in all the jobs, and there was, I think it was more like than 30% unemployment rate in Spain in those days. It was really, really high. Nobody could find a job. So the last person that is going to be seen in her CV is me because I don't have a career. Like if you don't know whose CV is in there, you have to just like really like discard people somehow. So I found myself without a job and I was like, what am I going to do? Like, I need to do something. I really need to make a decision that is going to change this situation. I was nearly for like 8 months without finding a job. And then I was like, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go and learn English because none of the Spanish people speak English. I'm going to learn English very quickly, very intensively. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to find a job. So I did. I didn't have a Spanish passport at the time, so it was really hard for me to come here. I had to get into a lot of debts, leave my son behind, find a school to study here, and do a lot of different things. It was a very challenging time, but I felt, when you feel hopeful, if I do this is going to change the course of this bad patch that I'm doing, and I have been very resourceful. So. And also, like, my ex-husband was not with my son for quite a while. So I was like, this is a great opportunity for them to recover time together without me being involved. So they have, like, that intense.
It kind of all falls in place somehow.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm not the best mom, but I give my sons all the love and all the attention that they need when they need. But I also know that you're more than a mom. You are a human being. You are a person trying your best. And it was hard for me to leave him. It was really hard. But I knew that if I did that for him and for me, we would be in a better place. And then so I did. I came to the UK to study for 7 months. I didn't speak any English. I came to a house that was with 10 people living in the house.
Incredible.
When I got there, it was 3 a.m. in the morning, and the girl I was sharing a room was with someone in the bed doing things. It was just so bizarre.
You've been through it all.
And then you just speak the language. And then the next day I had had to take the bus and I was terrified. The only thing I knew how to say was like, my name is Erika. Nice to meet you. That was it. It was like water, like just random words because I didn't speak any English at all. So I came to study English. And then 2 months before I went back to Spain, because that's where I was living, I was in Charing Cross Station. Well, my ex-boyfriend, I had a boyfriend when I came to the UK. He left me, and I thought I was in love with him. Now I wasn't. I was just like, it was just a moment.
Yeah.
But he left me, and I was like, oh, I hate men, and all of that stuff is relevant because this comes to the story of how badly I treated my poor husband. Aww. Anyway, so I was like kind of sad, and my ex-boss, who's a very good friend of mine now, I was a waitress. I was working as a waitress in the UK, and then he said like, come on, Eri, you can't be like that. You can't be sad. You're not that kind of person. You're a very happy person. Let's just go and have fun. I was like, I don't want to go out. I used to live in Greenwich. Yeah. And then he said, well, I don't have anyone to go out tonight, so at least you're doing me a favor. He was actually just trying to get me out of my rough patch. Yeah. And then so I was like, oh, okay, I'll go out. It was February. It was very cold. And then off I go in the train. So we were meeting in Charing Cross Station. Yeah. So I am in Charing Cross Station. By the way, I don't find men physically very attractive. It has to be someone who looks, I don't know. The looks don't really
matter to you that much?
Don't matter to me that much. It's the brain and it's
the charm and the charisma.
It's something else. Yes, it's something else. For me to engage with the person, it takes more than just the looks. Yeah. But my husband is very good looking. So then I was just like, I was waiting for my friend who was late and outside of the machines when there was an Oyster card. There was no just you tap your phone.
You have to all get the Oyster.
It was an Oyster card, and you had to like get the Oyster, top tapping the machines and stuff. Then I see this beautiful man gliding. I was like, wow, he's beautiful. And then I forgot about him and carried on talking, And then I saw him like in the machines. I was like, oh, okay, he's still here. And I was talking on the phone to my friend who was late. He was 20 minutes late. And then this guy was like topping up and coming closer to me. And I was like, this guy wants to talk to me.
Oh, wow.
and then I finished the call and he was like, oh, sorry, can I use that machine? I was like, of course. And then I moved and he was like, oh, where's the accent from? And I was like, ugh, so unoriginal. Every man has the same thing. Where's the accent from? It's like, pick something more original. Come on. And then he switched very quickly. I think he saw my disgust of my face of disgust. And he switched very quickly. And he was like, look, I don't mean to be rude, but I heard your conversation. Yeah. And I know you're waiting for someone. Can I help you kill some time? I spoke really, really like small amount of English. Yeah. And that's when I learned the phrase, kill some time. So, and you know what? I never thought so quickly in my life. I think that's when I knew, oh my God, I'm so clever. Because it was a matter of seconds. I was like, it's cold outside. My friend is late. That stupid guy left me and he's so hot. And I said, why not? And he was like, really? He didn't expect it. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. And he was like, okay. And after a while, he was telling me he was panicking about where to take me. And there is a hotel nearby that is called the San Martin's Lane Hotel. Yes, and then so we went to the bar there and we had a drink. But it doesn't end here. It's a really funny story. So we were having a drink there, and then my friend was taking a long time to come. And then we were trying to communicate. My English was so limited. And also my hate for men, because my ex-boyfriend left me. So here this are. Yeah. So I was trying to find out what he did for living. Sandy used to be a Telegraph journalist. Oh, wow. He was a sports journalist for the Telegraph, and he was having dinner with a friend. And that's when we met. In Charing Cross. Yeah. And then so he was trying to explain by words and everything, and then he couldn't. So he took out from his bag a newspaper and he showed me his name, and I was like, ugh, this guy's so lame. He just carries a newspaper to show girls that he's the one writing. I was like, he's so lame. Anyway, but I invited him to come with my friend and I to have drinks, and we went. I thought my friend was gay. Yeah. He's not, but I thought he was gay. Okay. And then so we went to this gay club called Heaven in Trafalgar Square. Yeah. It's really good fun. And then we went there, and then suddenly my friend was like, he was very angry out of nowhere, and he started being so mean to me out of nowhere. Yeah. And I was like, oh, I swore to him, and then I was like stamping off like to leave the place. Sandy has been, staying there for quite a while. Like this is like 15 years ago when, a straight man being seen in a gay club wasn't like a very normal thing to do. Yeah. Nowadays it's normal.
Sandy must have got hit on when he went to heaven.
No, he says that he's very disappointed that nobody tried. It was really funny, but he was risking his reputation if somebody saw him there. But he was getting us drinks, and then I had my misunderstanding with my friend, and then I was leaving, and Sandy saw me leaving, but he was paying for the drinks, and he couldn't just come and find me. So a few streets away, I was going to take a bus because there was no Ubers at the time, and it was like 20 bus to get home at 3 a.m. in the morning. It was exhausting. And then so he was running behind me. He was like, where are you going? It's like, I'm going home. Girl. And then he was like, okay, what about me? I was like, what about you? I don't know you. I don't care. He's like, oh, wow, okay. How about, can I have your number? I was like, I just told you, I don't know you. I don't care. And he was like, look.
I love the sass.
I know. I am never so mean. Poor Sandy. No. And he was like, look, I don't know what's making you so angry, but here is my number. If you feel like it, you can call me and then you can tell me all about it. Okay. I really like that.
What a sweet guy.
I thought it was so mature. That was like, that landed really well on me. Aww. Anyway, so I went to my house and I took 20 million buses and I was like, oh, he was so hot. He was so sweet. And I really liked that response. So the next day I got home at 4 a.m. And then I had to get up super early because I used to study in King's Cross. So then I had to take more buses to go back to King's Cross the next day to study. Yeah. Kids nowadays don't understand this. Yeah. And then, so I sent him a message. I think it was around 5:30 or something. And he was like, this is another phrase I learned from him. And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I don't think I treated you the way that you deserve. I'm just not having a good time in my life at the moment, blah, blah, blah. And he said, oh, someone is an early bird. I learned that too. And then he was like, how about a coffee today? And then you can tell me all about it.
So when you use the phrase like someone's an early bird, like obviously you didn't understand what it meant. So what do you do about that?
I kind of like early, the word early and bird, you kind of you guess what it is. And then so I said, no, I'm sorry. I am going to Spain to see my son. Yeah. My ex-boyfriend, one of the reasons why he left me is because he didn't like the fact that I had a son, although he had 3 daughters. Yeah. I mean, anyway, I think he felt guilty. I think he felt guilty. Anyway, so it was really hard for me. I hated men. And I was like, yes, my son, why? Is that a question? Is that a problem? Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. I was so angry. And you know what? He said it could be a plus. Oh. I was like, this guy, wow. It's like, he has such a good way of like keeping his cool. He's like, and you know what? Sandy was only 24 when I met him. Oh. And I thought,
what a mature, sweet guy.
I always went out just with very like old men is what I always liked going out with. Like I always like felt like very close to old men because, you know, they're intelligent and more mature. And I have always been very mature because of the life I had to live. Yeah. But Sandy has been by far the most mature person I have ever met. Like amazing. So yeah, that's our story. And then so I went to Spain for 2 weeks. We texted a little bit. He kept his cool. He was very good. And then I came back and we went for coffee and then we could never like separate.
Oh, that's an amazing story.
We had a 3 years long distance relationship and then he opened Barry's and he couldn't come to see me. And I was like, you're not interested in this relationship anymore. I had a cute goodbye. He was like, no, you don't understand. I have a business now. Yeah. And I did not understand what having a business really meant. Sandy was sleeping in his studio pretty much every day and he couldn't come because he had a studio to run and lots of responsibilities. And then so he said, like, why don't you come and live in the UK? And I was like, no, I did that already. So that's another story. So, yeah.
And I mean, it all worked out in the end.
It all worked out.
Honestly, it's a beautiful story. And I'm sure like the partnership has really helped both of you in your career and
so much.
Being super supportive.
So much.
If your son came to you with, you know, I want to start a business, what's your advice to him after learning all your experiences?
I wish my son came to me. No, I think he really wants to do his thing, but I think he feels like he needs to prove himself. But if he came to me and asked me, what should I do? I would be like, just do it. Yeah. Because if you wait for the right moment, it's like having kids. If you wait for the right moment, you're never going to have them because there's never a right moment. Just do it. Like, go with it and close your eyes and try your best. And every day you will make a new decision. And, let's sit down, draw kind of a plan. Let's see what the business is. And then we just one step at a time will take you there.
Yeah.
As long as you want it, but you have to want it.
You have to want it. I'm a very impulsive person. So when I decided, okay, I don't want to work corporate anymore, I literally overnight just jumped into it. I didn't know much about the industry. I just fully jumped. So many mistakes and had to keep refining. Sometimes I wish I did plan a little bit more. But what do you feel? Do you think that it's important to plan, or are you more the impulsive jump, try everything that you heart?
I am more the impulsive person. I do plan I do plan milestones for the future again because of what I told you. If you don't know where you're going, how can you direct your team to go there, right? But I think a combination is a good thing. If you have like a rough plan as to where you want to go, but you have the adaptability during your path, I think you're more put to that success and less stress.
Yeah.
As per se.
And I want to know how you always maintain such a positive mindset. Because that period when you didn't have a job for a long time must have been a rough period.
It was miserable. I'm telling it now with lots of energy and positivity, but I was very miserable. I was crying pretty much every day.
How did you step out of it? What did you keep telling yourself?
Yeah, so I think one of the things that have helped me the most is when there is a problem, there is a solution.
Yeah.
And I think my dad actually has played a very big role in there, because he always had a saying that helped me so much throughout my life. The only problem in life that has no solution is death.
Oh, wow.
And is that not powerful enough?
Yeah.
So if there is a problem, there is a solution. You just need to continue different avenues until you find the solution. But there is a solution. So it kind of gives me that, I feel no, stress, because I'm it will be solved.
I love that.
Unless I'm dead, and somebody else might solve it too anyway. So.
I love that attitude. Yeah. And with Hermosa, you are traveling the world. I know you just opened in Dublin as well, right?
Oh yes. So Barry's opened in Dublin, so we had to take Hermosa there, and it was like a full-on journey. Compliance is difficult, and all of that area. And I think at some point, once we have enough volumes, I will just probably. Manufacture in Europe.
Where's manufacturing country?
I do manufacture in the UK, and then we source our grass-fed protein from the UK. We have all of our vegan. Some come from Holland and from different places. But yes, we manufacture in the UK.
What do you think has been the best marketing tactic? Do you think nowadays it's really important to market the product itself, or founder-led marketing is crucial? Because this is a debate that's always going on, right? Because people want to know its founder stories and can connect to the person, but some people don't want.
I think founder stories are overrated. In all honesty, I think they are really fun, but and that makes you want to know a little bit more about the brand. But the product is the one that is the main character. The product is the one that needs to speak by itself. When you have that product, you should be breathtaking. By it, and then you're I cannot live without this. And I think that's for me one of the most important part is how in all of our service and how in all of our parts we can give that breathtaking place in which people feel this is better than anything else I have ever tried or experienced in my life. So
no, I agree with that, because you might connect with the founder and you might try their product once, but what's going to make you repeat or purchase, right? It's going to be the product.
Also, I know we how can I explain this? I don't want to be the main character of my product. My product is the star of the show. Yeah. They are the ones that actually are there to change people's lives.
That's when you love your product.
Yeah.
When you say stuff like that.
I have it every day. And it's just for me, if my product is the main character, it's forever.
Yeah.
I'll die one day.
Yeah.
So you don't know who the founder of Coca-Cola is.
No, it's true.
Everyone knows what Coca-Cola is.
Yeah, and it's so important to be obsessed with your product. This is what the other founders have been saying, and that's a trait I realized. The ones that are obsessed with the products are the ones that really grows the business. And it leaves a legacy in the world.
I was very focused on Barry's and recovering it from pandemic. I think we did a very good job recovering it. Now it's still there, and we still help. Yeah. But now I have full-time focus on Hermosa. So I'm preparing the company for raising good amount because
How
I
are
have
you planning
great
to
plans.
raise?
Oh, I had, do you know, again, and this is the growth part I was telling you. I don't have hobbies because, well, I do have one. I sing. I used to be a singer.
Oh, wow.
I sang professionally for many years. So as part of that preparation, I'm learning everything about investment because if you understand what people are looking for when they're investing their money, you understand how to tell the story of what you're trying to achieve and how and when you're trying to achieve that. And it helps you really like prepare to what the future can look like. So yes, I don't have any hobbies, but I do have interests of personal growth, and that also has helped my business massively.
And you're learning the investments. And so have you decided whether you want to raise from like angel investors, VCs, or?
So we are still in the process, but right now I am doing an extension of EIS. I don't know if you know what that is.
Yes.
Because we parted for quite a while, so we are nearly there to end that. But I'm preparing the business for that extension. And I think, you know what, I'm very lucky because I have loads of clients that send me messages saying, when you're ready to raise money, let me know. So I'm going to try to do a raise with my own audience first and then see where it takes us. I think the good thing is like I have been able to build a good reputation for a while. I am going to have to learn a lot about rejection because, you might think that you have a good plan, but people that actually have had businesses before, they have really hard questions that I might not know the answers. So I do have a plan for that though.
Yeah, no, you just need to be resilient because there's the first guest I ever had, Alok, on here, he received 70 rejections, but you just need that one investor.
Yes.
Now his company is like, what?
I don't mind rejection. I got rejected so many times in my life, like so many times. In fact, when I was marketing director for Barry's, I wanted, because I'm a foreigner, right?
Yeah.
So for me, I wanted to take over the biggest landscape of London for me to say, I did that.
Yeah.
So I wanted to have her Barry's in the London Eye.
Yeah.
I wanted to take over the London Eye, and I wanted to do a workout in each pod and have one of our instructors, and we did it. But I got rejected so many times because I wanted...
You did that?
Yeah,
That's
I did that.
sick.
I did that in 2016, 2017, 2018.
Wow.
And I got rejected so many times because people didn't see the vision.
Yeah.
And then so I had to go back again and again and again, but with a different perspective, And I also wanted to do it for free because we didn't have any money. So I think for me, you can do amazing marketing with loads of money, but the hard marketing to make is without money. So we used to have loads of like charity companies that would come to us and say, hey, we want to partner with you. Can you raise money for us this year? And I was like, yeah, sure. I want to do it. Can we do it in the London Eye? Can you connect me to someone in the London Eye? Can we do a thing in the London Eye? And all the money for you. I do all the racing. I do all the advertisement. I do all the PR and all of that stuff. And then all the London Eye was like, no, it's not of our interest. No, unless you pay us. And I was like, no. And then I found this PR kind of like side of things. I really understood what the London Eye would need in order to make it happen. And then after 3 or 4 times, we made it happen, and it was super successful. People loved it. I think we were the first fitness studios taking over the London Eye. Nowadays it's a lot more.
But you made that happen. I
made that happen.
The dominoes.
And if you go to my Instagram, I have the London Eye in the back, and I was like, yes, I did this, guys. I took over the landscape of London because it was a very proud moment for me. Like when I was a little girl with no money, I never in a million years thought I would be in Europe. Yeah. And then seeing all of these countries in the movies, I was like, oh, that's so cool. And then for me to be here and then taking over, I was like,
that's amazing. No, that's amazing.
It takes resilience for that. So I'm not scared of that.
And belief in yourself and confidence. That's something you always had.
Yes. You know, that's probably the hardest part because we all have this self-conscious thing that is like this, they're
eating at you behind.
Yeah, no, there is a word for that. Imposter syndrome. Yeah. That you have this vision and you see it so clearly, but selling that vision is not as easy because not everyone sees what you see, and you have to really continue going back again. Yeah. This is the way it should be. And you know what? You might make lots of mistakes, but in general, if you believe so much in it, it's going to be pretty successful if you make it happen.
I'm having so much fun sitting with you and hearing your story. You are such a natural storyteller and you're so engaging. I want to know, did this come have you always been like this, or is it something that you've learned to do?
I have always been a very confident person. That helps. But I think I learned my storytelling mainly when I was a salesperson.
Okay.
I think throughout my whole life, I had to do a lot of sales roles because I didn't go to university.
Yeah.
And I think one of the things that I learned, I don't remember which company it was, but they really trained us to tell a very good story, because then if you tell a very good story about whatever product you're selling or about whatever service you're selling, the product would sell itself just by the story you're telling. And then I personally think that being a good storyteller can be learned. Obviously, if you have confidence, that helps a lot. If you're a shy person, it's probably harder for you. Yeah. But I think anything in life can be trained. You just have to do it again and again and again and again, and then go back again. And then sometimes I listen to my things, and it's not about listening to my own voice. It's just about thinking about how could I have said that better? How can I optimize the way that I say this? And mainly because it's probably not my first language, but actually, no, I do it in Spanish.
It feels like your first language now. You're so fluent, so good.
I know,
it's
been
natural.
15 years of non-stop.
No, we love yapping.
So yeah.
So what's unique about, Kasa Connect is that it's filmed in a cafe. So I know you're a coffee lover, but what's your go-to coffee drink on a coffee break?
My go-to coffee drink is Americano.
Okay.
I drink probably 10 of those a day. It's probably not healthy, but I don't care. I don't do drugs. I do alcohol though.
Everyone needs a vice, or maybe 2-3.
I'm Colombian. I need to support the Colombians. They're having all the coffee. But I also like a very good Frappuccino. Okay, and I make the one with Hermosa. I make a very good one. I just blended with almond milk, ice, and a double shot of
protein
espresso.
And caffeine fix.
So
check.
Good. So good. And it tastes amazing in summertime.
Yeah. And what's the best piece of advice you regret not taking? Or if there's any advice you can give to our audience and listeners, because you have an amazing journey.
It's actually a very, very good question, because it makes you think about advice you didn't take. There was one from my mom. She said, don't get married. but I have my son. So I don't think I regret anything in life, really.
Yeah.
Most of the fuck ups that I did in my life were really fun because they took me somewhere.
Exactly.
And then they made me who I am right now. I think one of the... most of the advice that I have to give is the advice that my parents gave me. I live by my parents saying, I know they think that I never listened to them, but they had such a great values, and I feel so lucky to have had them. But one of them is my dad saying that keeps all the stress away. All problems have a solution. The only thing that doesn't have solution in life is death. If you live by that, the stress goes like this.
Yeah.
But also my mom always said, you always leave places better than you found them.
Oh, and I like that one.
It's a very good one, but it can be really annoying too. Because there I am in a public toilet.
That's so funny.
Having that fight in between my brain. It's don't do it, don't touch it, don't, no here. But I always try to leave a mark. Yeah. And that doesn't mean a physical space. That means also friendships, homes, everything. Whenever you are, what can you do to contribute to that space to live it better? And that community, that people, that friendship, that everything.
That's so beautiful. And I feel like it's so easy to do that, to genuinely want to make a positive impact when your cup is full and when you're happy within.
Yeah.
Do you think you've reached that place in life where you're feeling, I'm happy in my life?
I have always been very happy, even when I wasn't very happy. I think perfect happiness doesn't exist.
Yeah.
I think we always have moments of euphoria and calmness, and then we have moments of a little bit more stress, but you still can smile, you still can do fun things. I feel very lucky that I'm not the kind of person to feel very down about something. I can always power through. I can always smile. For me, smiling is something really important in my life. I honestly think people always ask me, and I know this is very, very silly to say, but I actually do a lot of workouts and I have a lot of protein because, people take for granted that you have lots of muscles in your face. And then if you don't have enough protein in your diet to keep your muscles in your face too, it fades. And then there is much Botox you can do, and there is much things that you can have. They wouldn't work if you don't have a good frame. But I think, in all honesty, smiling hard and really, really, really focusing on how can I smile today, it's what really gives you that energy and that excitement about life.
Yeah, no, I love that. To the extent that, for example, like now when I wake up and I go to the shower, even if I'm like tired and grumpy, I will play that song that will energize me.
Nice.
I'll actually just vibe in the mirror because I know that's what's going to set a good day for me.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
But I'm also going to add more protein in workouts because after seeing you, this is what I aspire to be.
That's so cute. I love you guys.
So last question.
Yes.
Kasa Connect is all about connection. So how can the audience and listeners connect with you, and what's something that you'd like from them?
Well, what I would like from you guys is that you feel free to contact me. I'm a very, very easygoing person. If I can help at all, like I am always willing to help. Follow me on Instagram, Erika Tamayo 1. Follow Hermosa, @live Hermosa. Talk to me. Like if you have any ideas, anything I can help with, whatever, regardless. Personal life, obviously I'm not a therapist, but I'm a very approachable person.
No,
so
you
just
are. You're
talk to
amazing.
me.
Thank you so much for being on this.
Thank you
really
for having us. We're doing the Casa Run and Rave.
Yes, we're doing a run and rave, and I can't wait to launch it here.
Oh, that's so exciting.